You're watching WKYT News at noon.
Good afternoon. The news continues on WKYT. We're approaching 12:30.
The French continue to fight back after Friday's terror attacks in Paris.
And some new details now. Security forces raided more than 150 locations overnight. Police arrested 24 people during the raids. In Belgium, police arrested the only attacker who escaped. French warplanes also slammed targets in Syria overnight, hitting a jihadi training camp and a munitions dump. The attacks have police departments in major United States cities on high alert this afternoon. Many have upgraded security in the wake of Friday's attack and a new threat from ISIS. Hina Daniels is tracking the situation.
A new ISIS video threatens an attack on Washington, D.C., as well as countries taking part in airstrikes in Syria. Security has already been upgraded across the U.S. At NFL games yesterday, ticket holders faced increased precautions, including bomb-sniffing dogs and bans on backpacks and purses.
I'm glad the security's here.
New York City's police commissioner William Bratton said this morning on MSNBC's Morning Joe that his department is treating the Paris attacks as if they could happen here. He says the department will send officers to France this week to learn what they can, since the attacks featured new elements.
The idea that all of them were equipped with these suicide vests, which are a great concern if you're asking your officers to rush in, which is the tactic here in America now, that responding to the active shooter scenario.
Commissioner Bratton says the NYPD has successfully thwarted 20 attacks since 9/11, including right here in Times Square. He says New York City is the #1 terrorist target in the world.
The terrorist wants to get the biggest bang for the buck possible. So they're not necessarily going to go to extra small places. They want to go to places where people know and recognize.
The Department of Homeland Security says it has detected no direct threats against the U.S. Hannah Daniels for CBS News, New York.
And back here in Kentucky, Governor Beshear has ordered flags to fly at half-staff through sunset Thursday. That's in honor of the victims of the Paris attacks.
Two people
are in jail. They're accused in a cold murder case here in Kentucky. Nikki Miller and Cody Hall have been charged with murder and robbery in the death of Paul Brewer. He was found dead in his Montgomery County home on December 21st of 2011. Police arrested Miller at his home in Stanton last Thursday. They picked up Hall at the Hope Center here in Lexington. This happened yesterday.
Well, work is underway to get heat working for a paramedic's family. We will get to that story later. Kentucky State Police, though, have confirmed. Well, let's go ahead now with the work underway for the heat working for a paramedic's family. It is a heartwarming story as well. Fayette Heating and Air arrived at John Mackey's home this morning to replace his family's heating system. Mackey died a week ago after being hit by a car while on the job. He'd been working on the heat before he died. When Fayette Heating and Air heard the story, they stepped in right away to help.
It's not about the money. It's not about the volume of money or the quantity of money or anything. It's about caring and trying to be a better place to live. And it has nothing to do about the money. It's all about taking care of our fellow man.
Now, Raising Cane's in Nicholasville is also donating 15% of all sales today to help the Mackey family.
A man who admitted to causing a deadly crash could take back his plea deal today. Lexington police say Angel Maya slammed into a pickup on I-64 last year, killing Wanda Beach. Police say alcohol played a role in the crash. Maya's public defender says he made the plea deal through an interpreter and didn't really understand the evidence against him. A hearing to decide if he can withdraw his plea will take place in about 30 minutes. Police have charged a driver who they say crashed into 2 cars and killed 1 person. Florence police say William Stanton slammed his truck into a Crown Victoria on Saturday afternoon. The driver died at the scene and a passenger suffered serious injuries. Before hitting the Crown Vic, police say Stanton crashed into a Ford Taurus, sending 2 people to the hospital. He is charged with manslaughter, assault, DUI, and criminal mischief.
Police arrested a Lexington mother after her car rolled away with her infant inside the car. Police say Abigail Sargent and another person got out of the car while it was still running. Sargent is accused of assaulting that person. That's when her car rolled away. She's charged with wanton endangerment and assault.
More jobs are coming to Central Kentucky. General Cable will expand its operations in Anderson County. The $2.5 million project will create 54 jobs. General Cable makes wiring and cables. The company closed down operations in Massachusetts and Illinois earlier this year, which they are now relocating to Lawrenceburg. Police are continuing to search for suspects in the murder of a 7-year-old girl.
Gabby Doolin disappeared during a football game Saturday night at Allen County Scottsville High School. State police found her body in a nearby creek about an hour later. An autopsy performed this morning confirmed her death is a homicide. WKYT's Mark Barber is at the live desk now with more. Mark.
Good afternoon, Barbara. Kentucky State Police have confirmed to me in the last hour or so that the autopsy on 7-year-old Gabriella Doolin, also called Gabby, is now complete, and they can say with certainty that she was murdered. This shocking and incredibly sad chain of events began Saturday night at the Allen County High School football field. We're told that the girl's mother reported her 7-year-old daughter missing about 7:40 that night. Then at 8:05, so about 30 minutes later, the girl's body was found in a creek in a wooded area there, just behind the high school. Since she was killed, people have been coming by that area and placing angels and teddy bears, as you can see right there in that video, in what has become a makeshift memorial there at the edge of that football stadium. Now, schools are closed in Allen County today, but that was already a part of a planned professional development day. Now, we have spoken with school officials who say that a crisis management team will be at Gabby's school tomorrow when kids come back to school. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
State police have not named any suspects in their investigation.
Well, a busy Lexington intersection has a brand new traffic light in operation today. The light at Citation Boulevard and Greendale Road became active at 10 o'clock this morning.
There were several crashes at the intersection shortly after it opened back in September. WKYT's Mike Byer has reaction to the change. Mike?
After multiple accidents which led to several complaints, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet has installed and activated a traffic signal here at the intersection of Citation Boulevard and Greendale Road. The extension of Citation Boulevard from Georgetown Road to Leestown Road opened back on September 21st. In a 24-hour period, Lexington police said the intersection of Citation and Greendale Road had seen at least 5 crashes. Authorities say the accidents were occurring because drivers on Greendale Road were failing to yield to drivers on Citation Boulevard. People living in the area became restless with the number of crashes they were witnessing and contacted the state, urging them to add a traffic light.
When this area was originally designed in the planning phase, it didn't warrant a signal, but since that time there have been a lot of subdivisions that have of course been developed in the area, and they have added traffic to that part of town. And so at this time we decided it was best to add a signal for safety.
The state is asking motorists to still use caution here at the intersection of Citation Boulevard and Greendale Road until the flow of traffic gets used to the new traffic signal. In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Now, the intersection will also include a flashing yellow arrow for motorists turning off of Citation Boulevard.
Well, get used to that change out there, right? Good to have you along on WKYT. What do you get when you blend the sounds of Americana with country?
Well, it's tonight's Wood Songs featured band, Jericho Woods.
And also join the worldwide effort for healthy babies to dining to, you can do this by dining to donate. That's coming up on WKYT.
We have some light rain out there right now. Looks like a lot of rain, but really you won't get much out of this. Some of it won't even reach the ground. I'll get into that with those details, and also your midweek rain chances really skyrocket. I'll have that coming up next.